Movie X-Men 3 Movie Review. Warning: this review will contain spoilers. If you have not seen X3, skip this. First, Nightcrawler isn't in this one, even though he's in the game. Iceman, Pete, aka Colossus, Kitty or Shadowcat, and Beast take more active roles in this movie. The villains include Magneto, Pyro, and Juggernaut, and to a lesser extent, Mystique. Other main characters: Cyclops is toasted by the Dark Phoenix. Well, technically she isn't called Dark Phoenix, just Phoenix. A sort of dual personality resulting from limitless power. This happens within the first 30 minutes of the movie, I believe. Professor X tries to confront her in her old home and bring her back with him. Only he gets wasted himself. Magneto witnesses this, but is helpless to stop it as X is. Later, he calls down Pyro for speaking bad about X. My biggest regret is that he had to die for our cause. About halfway through, Mystique puts herself into harm's way for Magneto, taking the cure dart meant for him. Magneto leaves her, now that she's no longer one of them. Rogue also seems to have a little less role in this particular film. She loses Iceman to Shadowcat, and as a result, she seems to decide to take it upon herself to take the cure. Why is it girls do such foolish things for guys, especially finicky ones? Oh well. Anyway, the cure, it comes from Leech, and for X-Men fans, you may be familiar, the character Leech is one of the Morlocks that can neutralize an individual's powers in a limited range. They didn't really go into the Dark Phoenix Saga in this movie, especially not to the level of the books. I'd also like to say, for those that have noticed, the Marvel movies actually take ideas from the Ultimate storylines, as opposed to the traditional books. Some people aren't familiar with those books, so the ideas you see in the movies, for example in Spider-Man, a genetic spider instead of a radioactive one, come from those books, the Ultimate storylines. Perhaps this is so Marvel won't have to pay Stan Lee royalties. Greedy corporate bastards. It appears at the end that Logan distracts Magneto, so Beast can inject him. By the end, he actually causes a metal piece of chessboard to shake. So, the cure is temporary, which means Rogue will only be normal for a little while. For now, the X-Men movies are over. However, I think in a few years or so, they'll start anew, possibly with a new cast. Who knows? I think a good angle would be to involve either Sinister or Apocalypse, who may revive the others. Maybe a story involving Bishop or Cable can be in the works, and maybe they can even include Gambit. On a sort of different note, I'd like to say one of my favorite X-Men would have to be Cable. I can use him well in the games, and I like his particular character in the stories of the books. I don't like how they've lobotomized him now in the current story arcs. And odd how is it that his sister Rachel is still powered up, but he no longer is. The thing that impressed me most about Cable was the fact that he went toe-to-toe with the Silver Surfer, power cosmic and all, kept his artificial island afloat, and instantaneously repaired the damage while he was battling with Surfer. Now that is power.